Hey, welcome back. What's up, ballers? Uh, Classic uncle fashion. I just looked up worst webtoons. Right, so this is the subreddit I was on. If anyone's interested. One I keep seeing is Before We Knew It. I don't know how this is gonna go. Apparently it's pretty cringe. We'll see. So, synopsis. A stranger to love. Kano's only romantic experience lies in novels. Her love of books has driven her to pursue a career in editing. When she's assigned to work with with Playboy best-selling author Kagaya, she becomes determined to succeed despite their ever-complicating relationship. Will say that I do not really gravitate towards romance as my first choice, and this, just by the synopsis, really does not sound like something I would personally go for. But you know what? We'll see, right? We'll give it a try. We'll figure it out together.
We'll use the power of friendship.
Before We Knew It. I don't get why the main character likes this boy. And the next thing I knew, I was reading books all the time. So the story starts off by info dumping. The main character, Kano, the girly with the pink hair, she starts off by being like, I don't like the main character, to this girly who is presumably a client that she's editing the book of. As soon as she mentions that she doesn't like the main character and lists off the reasons, the author is like, you've never had a relationship, then. It's impossible for anyone who's ever dated anyone ever to dislike this character. This author does not come back in the 5 episodes. I gotta be honest, I really don't know about this one, dog. Actually. Also, how would you know just by that? If someone's like, hey, I don't like the main character of this book, you don't go, hey, you've never been in love, right? Yeah, I can smell it from your ass from this seat. You have never been in love, you little. Yeah, yeah, you've never fucking been in love, right? You've never been in love? Look at me in the eyes. You've never fucking been in love, have you? Having trouble with the new writer again? No, it's the or high school. Look at this motherfucker. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that is literally not Tamaki from High School Host Club. Me, when I edit, put in a picture right there. Right on his fucking mug. What? I'm offended.
Excuse me, can I tag along? If it's okay, let's throw a celebration party for you, hero.
Huh? What celebration party?
Don't you know? The book hero was in charge of is going into additional printing. How amazing.
Well, the writer did have a great book. So, after we get a tiny bit of dialogue between a coworker, and the main character, we get, surprise, surprise, another info dump. I know, never would have seen it coming. So, she meets with this guy, editor-in-chief. We know because they call him directly by his title in dialogue. The editor-in-chief calls her over. We get a nice little info dump on our main guy that's a really popular author. Bestseller. Makes smash hit after smash hit. But anyways, she meets the author and she has an appointment with him, but for some reason, he's not ready. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? He's just not ready. He's just busy chilling in bed, fully clothed with a girly. Surprise! He's just in bed. And then yep. You know what? See for yourself. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know what the train of thought was because I don't know. I can't find any like logical sequence of events here. What? I get to be in charge of the writer Saku. The writer whose books only sell 1 million copies. Enough with the please, if anyone who ever creates any content ever, at all, watches this, promise me that you're not gonna fucking info dump in the dialogue of the first episode, chapter, installment, paragraph, whatever it be. But, god damn it, man. Oh. Oh. They fucking can't help it, can they? Oh. I swear. People will be like, oh, I read webtoons or I read stuff to fall asleep at night. Couldn't be me. I get so fucking agitated when I read webtoons. If they're good, I get good hype. And if they're bad, I just fucking rant. I don't know, he's kind of surfing it. I don't know why his pants have like nothing on him, but that's a common theme. Her skirt had nothing on it too, so. It's rumored that every new novel of his is modeled after different women. Although he's known for portraying realistic love scenes. Oh no. Is he gonna be one of those MFs who fucking dates people just to get like novel shit? Just like dates people just to be like,
This is how I acquire experience for my novel writing.
You can't see that, but I'm actually pushing on my glasses every time I go. I'm worried since Kano is also a female. No way! I didn't notice! What? He has enough girls to fool around with other than the editor in charge of him. How much do we bet? How much? Whoa! Do we fucking bet, dude? Yeah, that's... Don't invite yourself in when you're on work duty. Aw, hell no. Brother, Already dressed and leaving. I assume the implication is that they've boned? How did he do that? Fully fucking dressed? What? Okay. Bro's getting freaky for real freaky. You wouldn't get involved with his publisher. Okay. Where the f did he get the smoke? Where did he get the cigarette? Dude! I'm so good. What? Bro's bit like a daddy long leg. Hello? It feels insulting to be subjected to an ad after this. Pet peeve alert. I hate it when Webtoon will put verbs as like sound effects. This is supposed to be reserved for sound effects. Onomatopoeias. Fuck, how did it?
Onomatopoeia.
I mean, clearly they're trying to get this guy interested in her, but like, he seems a lot more decent than that other guy. So like, maybe we don't even entertain. I hate when webtoons will do this, or other media. It's like, oh, there's a love triangle. But then the options are like, a decent person, and then the worst fucking human on the planet. Like, hello? There should be no questions here. It should be very obvious. It's not a personal taste thing. It's one's a war criminal, and the other is like a normal being. The next smash hit will be our book. Well, that's not much of a challenge if the guy you're working with is known to pump out bestseller after bestseller, my man. When she comes back from her meeting, which didn't go all that well because he was just like, hey, I don't really want to talk to you, I'll just tell you when the book's over, which... Well, what's the point of an editor, though? You usually want to fix stuff. Anyways, we get more another exchange between the main character and Walmart Tamaki. Smash hit. What is this? What is this? What is that? What is going on? Rotisserie. What? I'm trying to understand. What do you mean doing this for the sake of the book? That's not what an editor is for. They're not your secretary, dude. With what money is she buying this? Also, I'm trying to not record like 4 hours of footage that I then have to cut down. Because that was kind of the deal with the Jeff the Killer episode, and that, gotta be honest, that did not help with the release date. I gotta be honest, fellas. She decides to go back to him, and he just sends her to do a bunch of errands, which I'm pretty sure is not the job of an editor, to go get you coffee and buy you magazines about you and your book. Like, she's being treated like classic, like, fictional secretary. But in media, it's all like, go get me my coffee. How about you wipe my ass after I shit? That sort of thing. So she's being treated like that, essentially. That's really strange behavior if they're just, like, at work. If my coworker came up and was like, you are gonna get wrinkles on your forehead, I would just be like, whoa, 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 whoa. What is going on with his hair? What is going on with his hair? Oh my god! Other pet peeve of mine. Couldn't you mesh the fabric? Couldn't you just, like, liquidify the little fabric a little bit so it at least isn't, like, flat? So there's this feature in Clip Studio called Mesh Transform. It's kind of like liquidify, and you can use this to make flat patterns look a lot more fitted on clothing. So let's say, ignore the broken pattern, I just made it in like a minute. Let's say I have this really cool shirt that I want to put on my drop. You just get the pattern on the shirt, and you do no other modifications. You just leave it like this. Very flat, it kind of messes with your eye. The shirt looks a lot more 3D and fitted without it, and then you add the pattern. You can find it right here, or you can also go in Edit, Transformation, and Mesh Transformation. And by doing that, you can just, like, warp stuff, right? It looks better if you do it in smaller sections, I find. But what you can still do is just, like, make it a little bit more fitting. Right? So, there are better ways to do this. It obviously does work better. The pattern's not shit and broken. Depending on how detailed you want to go, you can even do little sections. Like, I can, like, specifically, because the sleeve is being pulled in a different direction, and you don't even have to do it very well for the effect to be a lot better. Same thing here, so it's just... Depending on what you do, sometimes, you know, it's better to do it in a different order, but for the sake of demonstration, I'm gonna do it, like, really easy. That already looks a lot more 3D, even with the odd cuts and stuff, it looks more 3D. I usually like to lower opacity a little bit, or looks a lot more on the shirt than before. This makes no sense. They're trying to pull like a big reveal. These books are selling well. But the sales are decreasing little by little. Because right now, he's more well known as a celebrity than a writer. What? Why is this supposed to be like a big reveal? What? I'm so confused. I feel like I'm getting whiplash from this. Where's the context? Like, I know he's like, oh, just drop this off or whatever, but like, this reeks like Mortal Instrument type of era book / writing. Girls versus girls, and then Playboy, and then they like the girl. Like, huh? Can we stop? Can we stop making women battle to the death for the most mid-fucking men? Later on, I think it's the same day, but she's supposed to go bring off this envelope. I don't know what it is, like a contract or whatever. I feel like that probably should have been settled the first time. Like, what were you gonna meet him for if you didn't settle that sort of stuff during the first meeting? You just, like, saw him half dressed, he was like, get the fuck out, and you were like, well, okay, I guess, and left. But she comes back with this paperwork of some descript. Supposed to, like, deliver it to him. But he's like, actually, how about you just come to this event with me? This small gathering. And she, for some reason, is like, sure. Instead of both of them just getting the stuff over with. He doesn't seem to like her, so I'm not entirely sure why he does this. Maybe just to make his fans jealous. That's like the only thing I could think of. The author probably didn't have a good way to transition into like some sort of situation to get them closer. So they made this, but there are like many other ways that could have been chosen. So I don't know about that, Chardy. So they go to this event and she's basically treated like shit again. Anyways, so she goes there, she gets pushed around, the other women get jealous. They're all over him, and they push her aside, and she gets a bunch of wine splashed on her, which does become relevant again later. Does she know his weaknesses or something? Who says that? Nobody speaks like this ever. Hello? Can we... These ads. Anime quiz. Who are you? Also, why? I know some people are famous, but like, you don't hear literally every passerby talking about Lady Gaga. So why is literally everyone talking about this dude? Wow. I mean, he wasn't doing anything to you though, so okay, it's supposed to be the same guy who was shit talking as earlier, but this woman is so unprofessional. Dude, maybe that's why you're not getting fucking work. That's just... Even if people were talking shit, just pouring shit on them like that, I'm pretty sure that's assault though. Almost too... That line was attractive. Why does he look like that? Ah! Why is his head like... That's scary. That's honestly kind of scary. Come on. Do you mean the answer's in my book? Oh my god. No! Also, this is a very problematic dynamic. No. Although they kind of knew what the other person was, they couldn't resist spending a hot night together. It was so sad and romantic. Dude. Whoa. Why are we getting into assault territory? Cheating's not the issue, dog. If you don't want to, you literally don't need a reason. You can be like, I don't like the way you smell. That's perfectly valid. You could have no reason, in fact. You could just be like, no. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I fucking hate this trope. If you continue to smell that sweet, I won't be able to contain myself. We can shower together. Oh my god. Yeah, I can't. This is very. This is the type of cringe that is in a lot of Webtoon originals. I fell for. He literally started touching you. What's there to fall for? Why is the bath already poured? Sits up. We know she's sitting up. We know. But anyway, so she ends up having a beer with them at the event. I originally thought they went off to a bar, like a different place, and drank there. But no, it's still the same event, apparently. And no one has anything better to talk about than the author guy. Apparently he gets turned on, and he likes it when she says that he is a piece of shit. I don't know. Look, I don't know, man. He brings her to a room, acting like they're gonna
freak off.
And she shows that she's not interested, but he thinks it's funny to keep this up and pretend like they're gonna bone, even though she's not interested. She just likes his work. So he starts unbuttoning her shirt. Bro starts assaulting her, and then he's like, oh my god, you fell for it. It was just a joke. How did you fall for that? Well, I think that's past the point of a joke, my man. And then that's it. I have a lot of thoughts about this one. There is a very big lack of continuity in the story. It just jumps around, and because it wants to show so much stuff. But a lot of it isn't relevant. Again, it's info that we don't need to know. We can learn it when it becomes relevant naturally through the story. But because the author, and this is just my interpretation, right? But because the author wants to fit so much stuff, instead of making something more continuous that makes sense, like a longer scene, they jump around to try to stuff as much info as possible, but a lot of it just really isn't necessary. Like, we don't need to see her go back to the office and make a bet with her coworker. You mentioned the stakes. We already know why she wants to get a good author, like a good book deal. So yeah, that's my main issue with it. There's just a very big lack of continuity. And also it's boring, and also I just don't like the dynamic at all. First of all, he's not likable. But the fact that he is, 1, famous, 2, she's a really big fan of him, and 3, this is a work relationship. When it's this sort of thing where he's a really famous author that has a ton of money and a ton of resources and could clearly just up and pack and be very likely accepted by another publisher or editor because he is so well known, you can see how the balance is not really that fair. Like, she needs him a lot more than he needs her. And also, don't get me started on how, oh, what a funny joke it is for me to pretend like I'm going to assault you. Huh? No. I don't know if this gets cringer. It is kind of cringe, but it's really tame and cringe compared to other stuff I've seen, right? It is a little cringe, but unless it gets cringer later on, it's definitely not the highest on the cringe scale. This was less of an interesting one, quote unquote, than the other one, so I'm kind of glad I did this one alone because I want the kush to be good, you know? I don't want this to be the dollar store, how good can it be, right? This has to be the good kush if I'm gonna be showing it to a friend. Simply put, it's not good. I do have 2 other videos I've made on Webtoons, both of them with a friend, a different friend every time, but, you know, one was on a Jeff the Killer comic that was kind of slice of life, and the other one is a weird story that I thought would be about tennis, but most of the episodes just talk about her parents' backstory. After that, we see a 9-year-old kid reading porn with the main character's dad. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, you are welcome to like and subscribe. Also, 10 subscribers, that's pretty crazy. That's more subscribers than I had before. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one, fellas. Or ballers, if I want to be continuous with the intro. Still don't know why I said that. Really don't.